What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to our career mode here on EA Sports PGA Tour. It has been a few days since I've recorded. Apologies for the lack of videos. Diablo 4 came out, and I've been waiting for this game for about 10 years with my friends. So we've been playing the crap out of that. I took a couple days off from recording any content. So we are back on, and let me tell you, today started out with an absolute banger. Before we dive into our third major of the year, it is upon us. The US Open week is upon us. So our first video back is an absolute banger, but we have some news to talk about. The PGA Tour just announced that it is going to be merging with Live Golf and the DP World Tour, bringing back a brand new merged golf tour with an unknown name yet. Like, this could be a whole video in itself, but it is insane to me that Jay Monahan did this to his players. First of all, if you haven't read the article, if you haven't read the tweets, there's a lot of crazy stuff coming out of this. He did not tell his players this was happening, so a lot of pros are waking up this morning very, very frustrated that they're learning about this on Twitter. And just when you think about it, just how terrible of a commissioner Jay Monahan is. Like, he convinced his players for 3 years nearly that if they went to Live, they would be taking blood money, and it was a terrible thing for them to do. And a lot of players agreed with him. And now you wake up to find out that a tour you agreed to never play, never join, is now merged with you. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, there is a lot of positives that can come from it. Obviously, world golf rankings in men's professional golf can be finally restored and make sense, because without a doubt, this year, if the world rankings involved Live, Brooks Koepka would be by far #1. So having a true system with the DP World and Live and PGA, I think, is a good thing. But it is going to be messy, folks. So there's going to be a lot of information coming out of this over the next, I don't know how long, couple months to a couple years maybe. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and talk about as many points as I can. I don't want to fill this video with it, but I figured I just got that notification. It's like 10 in the morning and that news just came out. So, like, this is mind-boggling that we get this to start the day. But let's turn the focus back. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think it's crazy. I think people like Roy McIlroy is probably extremely frustrated. A lot of players are saying they feel lied to and betrayed, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. But let's turn our focus back to the game, because today, as you heard me say, we have arrived at the US Open for our third major event of the year. If you've watched the series so far, we're pretty far along. We only have like 8 weeks left before the playoffs. We have 5 wins on the tour. 2 came from kind of, you know, BS events. So really, the way I look at it is we have 3 professional PGA Tour wins, and we've come second in both the first 2 majors, and we won the Players. So if you think about that, we have 3 real event wins. The 2 don't really count in my mind. The 3 real event wins, one of them came at the Players, which is the 5th unofficial major, and we've come second at both other majors. So we are looking for a big weekend here at the US Open. But before we dive into that, we talked about it. We're turning off some settings. I haven't really decided which ones we're going to turn off. I just want to give myself just a little tiny bit more of a challenge. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the putting grid. So there's not going to be any beads on it. I don't think we'll turn it fully off yet. I think we're just going to turn off the putting beads so that we have to make our own reads, because a lot of the times I kind of do that anyway. I don't know why my game just minimized, but I think that's probably the best option without going full simulation. Because if you watched last video, we kind of talked about how I've been enjoying the way major tournaments have felt. I don't really want to take away from that. And we'll look to adjust some of the title events of this season, or the fake events that this game has. Like last week's Canadian Open was kind of stupid. The AI just didn't compete. They were pretty trash. And then on top of that, we shot like 33 under par, which that was very unrealistic, but it's because you were at a course that wasn't tournament conditions, super scoreable, very easy. But when you have the AI not competing either, it kind of makes for a stupid video. So wasn't overly happy about that Canadian tour, but I felt like we had to play it being a Canadian. But today, our real test begins as we head into Brookline at the Country Club We are diving into the US Open, and right off the rip, a crazy change of scenery. We have 8 to 12 mile per hour winds on day one with tournament conditions afoot. Everything is playing difficult. Everything's playing fast. Let's just see what we can do here to try and claim our first major of our career in our first year. And we'll just see what happens, man. I'm super excited to dive in. There should be a beautiful presentation to kick things off. So let's start our Masters, our US Open weekend.
History. It's an essential part of the fabric of this great city, Boston. But it's not just late-night horse rides and tea parties. It extends to golf as well. A young lad named Francis Ouimet made history on
Francis Ouimet, baby,
more than a century ago, winning this championship as an amateur. We're left to ask.
Great movie, by the way, if you haven't watched it, with Shia LaBeouf. Absolutely incredible.
In the United States,
it's like my
Open.
Childhood right there. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fight for the US Open begins right now in Brookline. And I'm super excited to see what we can pull off. We've been playing good. It's been a couple days, though, so as always, there's been times where I've come back and played really sloppy, so hopefully we can avoid that. Let's just get after it. There you go, the scoreboard so far. We got an early tee time, 10 a.m. We're about the, fifth group to tee off, so we kind of get to set the pace of the day. We get to hopefully drop a low enough score to go into the, day two. We'll put some pressure on the guys coming out later in the afternoon, but this is going to be a tough test, guys. Tough course, tight.
We start our day at Brookline with a 495
Here we go.
Par 4 first. Here we go.
Wind is going to be strong, so we're going to have to play smart but aggressive. Let's keep the momentum going and let's get it. First swing in about 4 days, comes off a little slow. That's going to drift to the left, but we aimed it enough up the right side that we find the center of the fairway on tee shot number one. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's a beautiful shot of our player there. Looks extremely happy. All right, so what do we got? We got 185 into the pin, 203 to the back, 171 to carry. So we're looking at about a center of the green shot here. 7-iron in hand. Wind is pushing right to left the entire way. So I think we'll just aim on the right side of the green. Full 7-iron here. A little bit of a sloppy swing there, but it should work out pretty solid.
Really good.
First tee shot, first hole back, and we have back-to-back beautiful shots here. And of course, throw your hands up. Why not? You should be excited. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're up. But look at that, just like that, the putting beads are off. We're going to have to play this one pretty solid here. It looks like it's a down-the-hill putt. It is a down-the-hill putt, left to right. Pretty significantly, probably a couple holes outside the left there, 1.2 above, so it's going to trickle back down towards our feet. Oh, I hit it really fast. I just killed that putt. So that is coming back to a game that you haven't played in a few days and trying to get the pacing right. So not bad. Back up the hill. Should be pretty straight. Maybe a tiny bit right to left. We'll get the feel back quickly, but we'll take a par around the US Open any day of the week. Got our blues on to try and represent a little bit. And we'll get off on a pretty solid start there. A par to kick things off here.
This is no ordinary par.
But again, I posted on the Queen and you guys are great. I needed a few days to recharge from recording videos and then enjoy a new game, like I said, without the pressure of recording every single day. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. We got a tough hole here, par 3, very long, 280 par 3. This is insane. This is the US Open. We got wind, hard left to right, so we're going to play a bit of a baby fade, try and take off some of that wind gust, and just hope that we can land this somewhere near the pin. Is way tucked back there. That was a very bad swing. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but brutal swing on my part. 3.7% underswing. Yeah, that felt weird. That felt almost slower than I remember it. But again, it's just getting the feel back. All right, well, we're going to have to pitch this one. Pitching's really the only option here. That's going to come out a little weird from this lie. This is definitely not a great lie. I'm going to add a bit of loft to this to try and generate a little bit more spin coming out of this rough. This could fly out on me. I'll tell you, it came out pretty darn good, and that is that's a pretty good recovery shot from that angle. I mean, we had a really awkward stance. Shouldn't be too upset about that one. I don't think this one's breaking as much as I might think. It's down the hill and then slightly back up the hill. So just play this on the outside here. That's a bit better pace there. Beautiful par. Beautiful par here on the very difficult second hole. That's a challenging hole, and when you miss hit off the tee, it makes it only that much harder. So beautiful recovery shot. That's what you're going to need around here. It's going to be a scrambly round. You're not going to go extremely low today. We enter the very difficult par 4 here at number 3. I mean, there really is no easy holes out here at Brookline. I mean, it's a very challenging course. Sets up for the U.S. Open beautifully. Looking to just keep the pedal down. That looks to be another really good tee ball. The wind is riding that back to the center. Oh, too much. Way too much. I thought it looked good for a long time, but with that bottlenecked fairway, just lost it way too far right. But we did get to a flat part, so that should be, you know, somewhat easy to get out. Now we're just going to have to hack this one.
Ball sitting down just a bit, but he should be able to handle it.
Hack this one out of the deep rough there.
Oh, this could be good.
And I mean, talk about hitting good golf shots. Ladies and gentlemen,
I know it's the second shot.
I feel like I've been playing every day for the last 5 days.
That's a great shot.
Here we go, down the hill. Barely any movement to this, but it's going to be very slippery fast. We don't want to give the hole away. Let's get our first birdie of the U.S. Open and start on a absolute hot foot. Missing the fairway on 3, hacking out of the rough to about 5 feet, and we drain the birdie to get to 1 under through 3, and all of a sudden we are near the top of the leaderboard again, extremely early, only about 20 guys on the field so far. We head to the 497 par 4. Again, another tight fairway, going to require a perfect tee shot. Beautiful looking hole here. Let's get after it. I mean, like, this can set your weekend up beautifully if you get off to a hot start. So, gonna play our signature fade here again. It's kind of what... Oh, do we really want to play a fade with that much wind, though? Probably not. That would seem kind of stupid. So, I think we're just gonna aim it up the right side of the fairway and hope the wind catches it. Good strike is required here. Yep, there we go. That one felt really good. I heard the audio cue back that we hit flush on that ball. And there it is. But yeah, the phone is blowing up. I have a lot of friends that are just talking about, you know, the merge. Nobody knows what it's going to look like. It's, dude, this is big news. Which I don't know how I feel about it, because like growing up as a PGA Tour fan and like seeing what's kind of happened with everything kind of is a little sad. But there is some positives that, I don't know. I just feel like Jay Monahan's a bit of a scumbag. I mean, how can you not tell your players this is happening after 3 years of working with them to try and make the PGA better and promising them that things were going to change? This is not what I'm sure a lot of players had envisioned what he meant by change. But another beautiful shot into the par 4 green here.
And a birdie chance.
Clubbed up to get that wind taken off.
13 feet away.
And now we got another uphill putt. It is going to, you can see the grain is going a little bit to the right, so it will move a smidge. It is pretty severely up the hill, so kind of a strong putt required here. This is to get a second straight birdie and get to 200 par early in our U.S. Open. Oh, it dove really fast there, so not only did we misjudge the break, but it needed to be a bit more firm. It would have taken some of the break out of it, but this is a very difficult green here. Happy to get in with a par. We'll clean that up, stay at 1 under par. Again, if you can stay even slightly in the red numbers around here, I think you've shot a really good round. Fitzpatrick finishes his day up at 2 under par. Not entirely sure how that's possible. Granted that there's only 6 people on the course when we started, but nothing about the leaderboard here makes sense in this game, so... We talked a little bit about, you know, upcoming Dude, these greens are challenging. Even this par 4 here. I think we have to take a rip at it, but I feel like I'm gonna sail this one long. You can't be long here, guys. I'm gonna take a 3-iron and just try and pipe it down the middle of the fairway. You just can't be long. Going for it in the U.S. Open is not the play we want to do early in our round. You cannot be long. You cannot be long. So we'll get it to this beautiful part. We'll hopefully get a nice little chip or a pitch shot back into the deep parts of the green there. I think it might be up front, actually. No, it's back there. It is what I thought.
Left him here. Now he's second from relatively close range.
So anyway, we talked a little bit about upcoming content and what the schedule would look like. And you know, I know there's a lot of fans of this series, and the series is not going anywhere. We'll finish up the first season. Sit. Oh, that came out so hot. Oh, that's a bad shot by me. That is a bad shot by me. No spin on that bad boy. And we're gonna flop this one because I do. Oh, actually, it is uphill. Might chip this one on. Yeah, beautiful recovery chip there. A little bit of an errant pitch shot on that second one, but we have a pretty straightforward up the hill putt. But anyway, we talked about scheduling, and like I said, this series isn't going anywhere. We'll finish up season 1 in the same way we've been doing it. But next week, Formula 123 comes out, and if you know anything about me, if you know anything about the channel, that is one of my favorite series, and the new game looks absolutely incredible. So there's going to be a lot of videos coming out for that. We have the Last of Us series. I've already recorded 3 episodes of that, so it's going to be starting to come out. That's going to be followed up by Resident Evil 4. There's going to be a whole bunch of new single-player games coming out. So I really want to make sure that this is a variety channel and not just a PGA channel. As much as I'm loving the game and as much as I'm going to continue to play the game, we want to make sure that, you know, I want to make sure that I'm giving myself enough variety to enjoy making these. So for season 2, we'll probably have condensed videos where we're doing quick rounds for some of the lesser events that I talked about. The majors will stay the same. It'll be 2 videos, full rounds, full flyovers, everything like that. But just kind of giving you guys a heads up that towards the end of June, I think you'll see, you know, maybe 1, maybe 2 videos of this game come out a week, which I still think is we lost this one to the right? Did I really hit a fade that much, or is the wind just extremely strong right now? I just played a fade on that, and that felt like it didn't fade at all. That's a little concerning. It makes me think the wind is really starting to gust out there. We're gonna have to play this very smart coming down the stretch here. Another pitch shot required, and it's not an easy one. You can see the green funneling down towards that flag. Delicate shot. Gonna have to take some of it off. This should trundle on down there nicely, and that is another pretty solid pitch shot. Going to be a very testy little putt, 3 feet 11 inches, to save our par here on another extremely, extremely difficult par 3. And you can just see everything rolling. I love that worm cam.
Nicely read there. It is a par here at the 6th.
Nice grab hole. Thank you for that assist. My lord, that was insane.
It's a fun stretch of the golf
course.
I
just want to give you guys a heads up. Like I'm not canning this series. Nothing like that's happening. It's just, you know, when this game first came out, we had 4 or 5 videos a week. We've dialed that back down to 3 a week. That might dial down even slightly more to about 2 videos a week. Formula 1 is going to be a very fun series. If you didn't watch our videos from last year's game, you know, it was at a time when that game was extremely buggy, and I'm sure the new game will also have issues, but I'm hopeful that a lot of things that a lot of fans, including myself, didn't like, they've corrected. There is also a brilliant new Breakpoint 2. The storyline from the 2021 game, I believe, is back. And it looks better than ever, so we're going to have 2 series. It's going to be My Team Career. It's also going to be the normal career mode that they've added. So some fun things. If you guys are a fan of racing games, stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a very different style that I bring. There's no camera. It's commentary over top. I try and present it like an actual race. A lot of fun to make. Takes a lot of time, so stay tuned. That's slow. Oh, man, these greens, man. This is tournament style right now. Good shot, though, 11 feet to make a birdie here.
He has a 12-footer here.
Yeah, you can see everything funneling down to the right. I'm not entirely sure how much. is pretty snappy, I think. So we're gonna have to give this one a lot of room. That could not have been a better putt. I hit that on the button. It rolled all the way to the cup end over end and dropped in, and now we are 2 under, currently tied for 7th at the US Open early in the morning, trying to get a good score in the clubhouse so when the afternoon guys come out, we're at least somewhere near where we want to be. I think 4 under par around Brookline is an extremely good score. You saw 3 under par was kind of the clubhouse lead. 3-4 under, I think, today in these wind conditions is an extremely respectable score. And that is our target for the rest. We have a par 5 here, wind helping us, so we should be able to bomb this one an absolute country mile. We hit perfect tempo. Looks like the wind took it a little bit more left than we were hoping for, but aiming up that right side, let it feed back in. 310-yard carry.
Huge tee shot on this par 5, and it really opens up the
335. Hole. We have 182 left to this pin on a very makeable, very scoreable par 5. 182. We might need to club down. Ooh, might need to club down. Ooh, this is a tough shot. 175 stock iron 8. Stock 8 iron. Wind is helping though. This is a delicate shot, but it is severely uphill, so you can't really club down. Trying to make an eagle here. This needs to sit. This needs to sit. All right, so that's what I was afraid of. We probably, hindsight, could have clubbed down because of the helping wind. You know, you got 12-mile-per-hour winds back into your face.
Too long, sadly.
I'm going to try and flop this one, land it really close to the flag, and get out of here with a birdie. 3 under on the front 9. 1-hole replay. This one jumped out left, weirdly, but does sit nicely. We have that gold medal flop shot. Use it to our advantage. And I mean, look at this. This is a 2-foot snapper.
Yeah, that's good putt. A birdie here at
All right, we cleaned up 2 of the easier scoring holes on the course, that very short par 4, and then a beautifully attackable par 5. We are now sitting at 3 under par in the lead, going to hole 9. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the US Open. If you know anything about Brookline, the country club is punishing. We have some tests ahead of us. The back 9 is not easy. And we start this off with a very difficult driving hole here. Water comes into play, but with the wind in our face, you look at the caddy card, it is 291 to the front of the water. Wind should reduce that to about 270 in the air, so I don't think water will come into play in today's round. I have completely sent this one right, and ladies and gentlemen, unless we get it to stop in the rough, that wind just saved our butt. Oh my god, that almost seemed a little too unrealistic. We did have a real steep angle. The wind will help. For my drive to stop on a dime like that is beyond lucky. We just got away with absolute murder. And now we have a pretty good chance to drill this one close. We're going to club up to a 9-iron, wind in our face, left to right slightly. A little bit of a mishit on this one too, and honestly, we didn't even need club ups. The wind kind of fooling us on that one. We will get a little bit of rollback. It's going to be a very lengthy putt for a birdie, 20 feet.
And a good iron shot, just
not the most realistic chance around here.
Birdie chance here.
But we'll give it a bit of a rip here. I can kind of see what it's doing. It's funneling back towards the front left of the green. Give a good roll, see what happens. Oh, this looks really good.
Oh, that one led perfectly. It is a birdie here at the 9th, and that will be a sizzling 31 on the front side.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely wow.
This is a good hole here.
We're feeling good. I mean, maybe taking a few extra days off before a major is the key to success in this video game.
Creek which crosses the fairway. You can see it's a slight dog.
Let's go, baby. Back 9, starting off with this very tight, very challenging. Gonna have to club down because I think we'll run out with a driver here. Aim it up the left side. We'll have it curl back. You can kind of see where the crowd is there. There's that little bit of a hill. We're just trying to have the wind take it up over that and land it in the fairway. So 3-wood I think is the club. Little bit of a slow pace, but nearly perfect. Yeah, we got it over that rock face there. I think driver, I mean, we would have been close up there, but just don't want to risk anything stupid, you know. It's a major, you know, if it was a normal event or a different event, you could argue going for. We do leave ourselves quite a long way back, but we are center of the fairway on flat ground, going uphill 209. Wind is helping us, so I'm going to club down to a 6-iron, aim it well out to the left, not play any fade because I want the wind to naturally take it, especially on an uphill angle. Let the wind do all the work for you. Just a good strike. A little bit of an overswing here. And there you go. I mean, that's just exactly what I was afraid of. Clubbing down, being that far back, it's just really hard to stop it on the green with that wind. Not my best effort. Needed to club down one more.
Wondering what might have been.
Downhill chip shot here. So we are going to club up to club down to a flop shot. Just hoist it up in the air. Get it to stop on a dime again. Okay, that one was a little squirrely on that one. I mean, this is not an easy putt. You can see it feeding back down to the green or to the cup pretty hard. So to avoid our first bogey, we need to make this 8-footer back up the hill. Pretty aggressive break on it.
Safely in. It's a par here at the 10th, and the lead's going to remain 2.
The golfing gods are on our side, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you. This is absolutely incredible that the hole is catching our ball. 2 toilet bowls on the round so far, and we've managed to secure the putt on both of them. So somebody up top is looking down on us favorably today, and we'll take every advantage we can get around here. So 120 to the front, 139 to the hole. I would love to play a 120 shot. I can't really do that with a 52, but I think it's the only option we got. Just take a little bit off this. Do not need a full 52 here. And we hit a full 52. Well, this should have some rip on it. It tried. It's just downhill. You're coming at such a different angle than normal.
In the air, it hit the green, but didn't sit.
Needed to take just a smidge off that, so we'll try and chip this one back in. It is pretty flat once it gets onto the green. Maybe a tiny little bit left to right. It completely flat. You saw as soon as it hit that flat part, it's kind of on like a little bit of a plateau. As soon as it hit that, it went dead straight. So not a bad read at all by any means, but needed to keep that one out straight, have a very straightforward putt back up for par. And this is what I'm telling you, the difficult back 9 here at the country club. I mean, it'll take everything you have to shoot a good score around here, as you see on there, up to 3 under par. So we're holding strong at 4 under. I'm very surprised and impressed that after taking time off this game, 4 under at the US Open in 12-mile-per-hour winds with extreme difficulty. We've turned off the putting beads. We are still able to shoot a pretty respectable score so far. This one, you just aim for the right side bunkers, let the wind funnel it back to the center. And I've hit the tree with an errant tee shot. Oh, Mikey Baboon. 221 carry, 226. We now have 240.
Air. Judging by that bounce, that's not exactly true. Finishes up in the first cut.
Well, that is by far the least ideal thing I've done, and now we got to play a Tiger Woods-esque draw around these trees. Aim it to the left side. Wind is going to hurt. Grip it and rip it, baby. Oh, it squeaked on. What a shot. I think it clipped the top of that tree. I think that's why you heard the O's in there. So if it did, to be able to find that, that is a remarkable shot. But I mean,
right to left, and it's from distance. So this one not just about speed, but line
you can
as
just
well.
You can just see the break in this one. Hit it and hope you get it close. This needs to go a country mile. Get legs, get legs. I mean, honestly, the break was pretty well read.
That hill, and he has left himself a
That's a tough putt up the hill. Pretty significant right to left break here. I I'll tell you what, I don't need putting
here at 12.
beats to be good at putting in this game. I've figured out how to read these greens in this game. Everything is seemingly working very well. Matsuyama now at to 300 through 17.
Right here, this par 4 13th at 400.
So this is what I was talking about. You got to be able to get in the clubhouse if you're an early group. Post a score because you never know what can happen in the weekend. It's either going to be a very good score or it's going to end up being a very, very low score. So, or bad score, I guess. All right, club down here, down the hill, wind in our face. Do not want to risk sending this one into any sort of trouble. So, I mean, I've lost this one completely to the right again.
Oh, way too quick on that one. That's way right.
So, in case you're wondering why I'm playing the fade, a couple tournaments ago, we did change our bias from a draw to a fade, so I'm supposed to be playing fades better. I keep mishitting things slightly, which is making this very, very challenging. Now we're going to have to try and play a low fade. I'm going to aim to the right and hope we just catch a piece of the green. Obviously hit the tree. Go. Okay, we're good. I would have had to try and punch that out, and I just don't think a punch shot would have cleared the water as easily. So hack that one out. Now we're scrambling for a par around this very difficult 13th hole after an errant tee shot. User-made errant tee shot. Trying one, pitch this one back. It looks to be pretty good. It's not going to get quite the release I was hoping for. A lot more spin than I was kind of anticipating. But we have set ourselves up for a 7-foot putt here to try and save that par. Up the hill, right to left again. You're going to hear me say that a lot around this back nine.
Oh, maybe a
and for the first time, a lip out happens. It's the first time all around that we've had it lip out rather than lip in. Can't be too upset about that. I mean, when you're in the woods at the U.S. Open off a tee shot, it's very, very hard to recover around here. So first bogey of the day, drops back to 3 under. A little bit of a mistake there. Sloppy tee shot. Tried to recover with a hack shot. Probably should have tried to punch it. But I mean, anything can happen with a punch shot. Kind of a disappointing hole there.
This one uphill, you need to get after it.
Here we go. Try and clean up the fade. It should be working. There we go. Might be over fading, to be honest, with the wind.
Slicing way to the
oh,
left.
Michael, you are just not playing good golf all of a sudden. 349 yards. It is a par 5. Definitely not going to be going for this. We need 243 to carry. 243 to carry the... I can't even go for it. Look at the rough. This is the first time all game that I feel like the rough is actually drastically affecting this. And we're just going to have to punch a shot down there. Yep. I mean, that's about as good as I can do. I had no shot into the green. Any long club was about 40 to 50% power. We wouldn't have got it anywhere.
Okay, so
we'll roll that one out to 126 and have a long way in to this flagstick, which is towards the back left of the green. Club down to a 5-iron. Try and add a little bit of loft to this to get some height. Aim it to the right side. Let the wind trickle it back in. Stopping on this green is going to be very, very challenging. But if anything, go. Get a good kick. Oh, God. If anything, these last 4 or 5 holes have showed you just how hard this back nine was. I wasn't lying to say, if you can get out early and post a good score on the front 9, you have gotten away with something special. And we did that. And now everything is just fighting for par. I literally have the good hat right there that says fighting for par.
One of the hardest things in golf is to turn 3 shots into 2. And with that beautiful use of the flop shot,
not a lot of movement,
really, to get
slight right to left. This to save par and avoid back-to-back bogeys on a par 5. And I pulled it. And I have pulled it. I actually can't believe that. I actually can't believe I just did that, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that brutal putt. That was almost dead straight, and I pulled it to the right.
Safely in.
Oh, the nerves of Brookline are starting to creep up on me. We still have a very respectable score going, 2 under. We have 4 holes remaining. Let's try and get back to at least that 3 under. Match Matsuyama. But right now it's damage control. We've kind of compounded issues with issues. Playing the fade hasn't seemed to work for some reason. Just kind of try and remember that, you know, in the wind, anything can happen out here. Let's get back to good tempo. Let's just hit it down the middle of the fairway. That looks to be pretty solid. A little fast, but that should find. That is a fairway finder shot right there. Long way back. These holes are so difficult. 180 to the flag. A little bit of a fist bump. Calm your nerves. Everything is still in control. 182 to the flag. Wind in our face. Can't really club up. We have to club up here. Club up. Hit it confidently. Take a little bit off of it. Don't need a full stock 6-iron. A little bit of the underswing. Pretty good follow through. Come on, wind. Yeah, it lands soft. It's pretty much the idea that I wanted. I think I just don't know if the 7-iron would have got there. That landed 183.
You're at 15.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very.
Here we go, down the hill, left to right. You heard Noda. I've been pretty solid on these lengthy putts. It's gonna have a bit of movement towards the end. I've hit it hard, but we might get away with it.
The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope.
What a comeback birdie after back-to-back bogeys to get ourselves calmed down back to that 3 under number and just remain level-headed in the attempts to try and finish this round out strong. What a miraculous putt that was. I'll tell you, my putting has felt absolutely legendary today. So many messages about this live thing here, guys. .167 to the front, 172 to the flag. Wind it helping us. Gonna have to club down. Probably can only club down once, but we're gonna have to take a little bit of juice off this. Probably looking to hit this about 150. Let the wind ride it on. Maybe too much taken off. And I've fast, so I've lost this one to the left. That would have been nearly perfect. Landed it to about pin high. Into the sand. These par 3s, I'll tell you, are some of the toughest I've faced in this game. It is remarkable how crazy well they've made the US Open feel. Little bit of an error. I got a little bit of a right hook on my follow through today, and I'm not entirely happy about it. I'm hoping that it'll clean itself up here the more holes we play. Great par there. So I mean, we've taken care of the par 3s today.
Par here at 16.
We head to the 17th and 18th, both par 4s. Again, one extra birdie would be miraculous. I think a 4-under round would be an absolute god-tier round. But with the difficulty of this back 9, getting out of here with 3 under, I think, is the primary challenge now. We do have to play a bit of a fade here.
The safer players can dial it down a bit and set themselves up with a scoring club in hand.
Fade, damn it! Where is my fade? I mean, I can't be mad about finding the center of the face fairway, but I wanted to cut off that bunker and just be like on that left side. The pin is tucked up at the front right, and we would have had such a good pitch shot. Now we leave ourselves pretty much short-sided, if you can see here.
Short approach to the par 4.
This false front is very, very dangerous. There's that hill off to the right. The wind is going to blow it back, so I'm going to try and land it right on that red part of the green. And hopefully it just funnels back down perfectly into the cup. That'd be ideal. It should hit that hill. This needed to go. Go in the hole. Right idea. I needed to send it about 10 feet farther than that, if not more. And it rolls all the way to the front. I mean, we just hit that so damn clean. I needed a lot more distance on that to do what I wanted to. Hit it the right idea. Just unfortunately didn't get it to the top of that plateau. and let them.
All the elements of his game
What I
have
wanted
been
to do
in
was get
sync
it to the top of that
today.
ridge.
A
You can see
terrific
kind of in the
shot
front,
right
like
there.
in
It's
front of
all
us to
about
the
getting it
left.
inside
Get it
that
on top, so
3-foot
my
circle
spin
around
on the
the
ball
hole.
would have got
That
it
was a
just to
really
that
nice
ridge,
shot.
and then let the natural ridge funnel it towards the cup. Unfortunately, didn't quite, like I said, didn't quite hit it the way I wanted it to.
No
But
problems there.
we'll settle for a par. It is a good par. We will head to 18 for our final hole of day 1 at the US Open, and trying to get to the clubhouse tied with Matsuyama would be great. Or I guess 4 under would be exceptional. Tied with him for 3 under would be absolutely sensational. So
the country club at Brookline, it has hosted so many important championships through the years, and now it's your turn. See if you can make something happen at this 455-yard.
well, I hit it about as good as I can. Cut the bunker off. 304 carry. The fans here in the beautiful country club, as you heard them talk about. It is so iconic. It is so legendary. They've done a sensational job to make it feel that way. And now we're just going to try and hoist this one up past the pin, let it roll back. Don't really know what the green looks like up there, but this should be a pretty good shot if we can get some spin out of it. Come on, keep coming down just a little bit. All right, so this looks to be a pretty flat green here on 18.
15 feet away.
Down the hill. Looks like it's breaking the whole way. Just don't give the whole... Just give it a run. Look at the crowds here. Massive grandstands. Give them a treat. Finish with a bird. Oh, my word. Well, we got that to tap in to tie Matsuyama here for a 3 under opening round after not playing for about 4 or 5 days. We are back, baby, and we are starting our third major off with an absolute banger. Here we go. Going into round 2, we're set ourselves up beautifully. There you go. I mean, we're right at the top of the leaderboard. I said that, you know, a couple under par would be the key to success, and we have done just that. A beautiful opening round. A 1 over back 9 is kind of a difficulty after you shoot so well, but just with how challenging those holes are on the back 9, I think the way we played that was pretty well. A couple bad mistakes off the tee kind of led to some issues. But we head to day 2. We'll throw on the white pants. We'll throw on the light baby blue fading shirt. We'll head to much more scoreable conditions, 3 to 5. So I expect there to be, you know, a couple low rounds out there. For us, it's still just trying to maintain what we've been working on, which is get in the fairway, leave ourselves with a wedge shot, and you never know what can happen. So day 2 here in Brookline.
United States Golf Association,
beautiful clubhouse here.
Proud to present a national championship. From the country club at Brookline,
there you go.
Chestnut Hill,
7 under round from Young
live
Harris
second
English.
round coverage
Cam
of
Young
the
6
United
under.
States Open.
I mean, that just tells you right there, people that are playing from, you know,
some,
over scores now have a very legitimate chance on a day where there's barely any wind to get right back in this. We have an extremely late tee time going off the opposite from yesterday. Everything is going to be firm. The sun has been beating down on the course all day, and now we're just looking to get off to a hot start.
Just 3 shots off the lead.
A little bit of a sloppy follow through again, so a little bit of the yips, that's for sure. But I mean, a sensational drive down the left side, 229 carry, rolls it past the bunkers, and now we have a very, very good shot here. 139, probably a P wedge, maybe a 52.
Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
52 is the play here.
Flag,
here we go.
Pin in the middle, so it's a green light.
Oh, that sounded so flush, but it does need to go.
Right there. This could be really good.
It is a great shot, but
that's a good shot.
Probably need a little bit more club. Still not upset about that. 11 feet here up the hill, left to right.
10-foot putt left.
Yeah, it looks like the green is breaking all the way to the hole. So up the hill, need to get a good putt on this one. That aggressive lip out. I mean, that had no chance of catching the ball there. That was too fast. It was up the hill. But you know what? It was a good putt. I'm happy with it. We'll tap in for our par and get our second round kicked off here. I hope you guys have been enjoying the video so far. This is, you know,
On to the second.
Pretty
here
solid
at
start is all I was
Brookline.
trying to
And
say
as
there.
far as
Just
par threes go,
not
this
too aggressive,
is
just
about
trying to
as
clean
low
up
as
where
it
we can.
gets.
We know the front nine is scoreable, so as
275
long as we give ourselves
The
look like
members
that
play this as a
continuously,
par four,
I think we've set ourselves
and
up for a
that
pretty
green
good day
tilting at a
here.
45-degree angle.
Difficult par
This
3,
makes
probably
for
arguably
a
the hardest
true
hole
test
on the
off
course.
tee.
Requires a good shot. No taking too much pace off here. Got this one to back. That's such a tricky hole. You need a driver here. Like, I just carried that 250 and we're 15 yards short of the green. Like, unbelievably difficult. Now we're gonna have to use our sand expertise to try and just pitch this one, pick it back out cleanly, which we do, but it is short. That is such a tough pin placement. If we get out of here with a par, it is stealing one on the field, I feel like, today.
Good bit short.
Doesn't look like it's breaking all that much. I think the initial part is going to snap it to the right, but I think it will straighten out pretty aggressively towards the end.
Nope.
Well, I mean, in terms of bogey, you can't be that upset. Probably disappointed, granted, where you were off the tee shot. But I mean, that is such a difficult par 3. And unfortunately, we start our second round with a bogey here on number 2. Not the end of the world. I'm really like I said, there's places on this course where you're like, okay, a bogey feels like a par, and I think that is one of them. Just such a tough golf shot. I mean, when you're trying to carry 270 in the air on a par 3, it really does, you know, put all the pressure on you. So we're going to club down here because of that bottleneck fairway. Learn our lesson from yesterday. Hit it right down the pipe. Beautiful 3-wood. The sound was phenomenal there. And yeah, we'll just avoid any trouble. Again, we got a great shot out of the rough yesterday. If you end up there again, who knows if 2 straight days are going to end up like that. So we'll just leave ourselves a little ways back. 182.
Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away.
Here we go. How much green do we have to work with? We have about very little, so this one needs to be a perfect shot. Sit soft. Sit soft. No way. Okay, I was going to say, no way 7 is too much club. Beautiful shot there, 12 feet, 7 inches. We got a putt to try and get that bogey back immediately. This would be a huge momentum booster. Down the hill the whole way. Looks like it's funneling to the cup pretty much the entire way down. So we're going to give it a good, healthy amount of break. Maybe even a little bit more. Putter has been good. Reads have been good. Just trust the process and get it back. Back to 3 under. Erase that bogey. Through 3, we are now even par on day 2.
And he's going to get this to 3 under par.
Let's go, baby. That was a very, very, very good
almost 500
birdie to eliminate that mistake. It's just almost like that hole didn't happen now, which is perfect. We're playing from a level playing field.
Get out of here with a par in your card.
Boom. That was smoked. That's going to be a long way down there. 313-yard carry. Got a pretty soft bounce, which is a little weird, but 326, 153 to the hole.
Hit fairways.
A little bit of a fist bump.
The club face.
Just enjoying it out here. I mean, like I said, anytime you get a chance to play in the majors.
EVGA the third.
He's got just a hair under 140 yards to the front, 153 to the hole. Pin is very accessible here, right in the center of the green.
I was stricken a little more right than I was hoping for, but nearly pin high, 20 feet. We'll have a putt. Again, we've had a lot of good looks. This is an extremely difficult.
4 or 5 footer, so this first putt's going to have to be good.
Get it to that apex of the bend, and then just let it feed down the whole way. This is a tough shot. Sit. I mean,
yeah, very easy to get psyched out by the movement.
Tough putt there. 5 feet left. Back up the hill. Just give it a run. Just get it in the back of the cup is all I care about. Yep, beautiful putt. It's basically what you need to do.
Here at number 4, and he'll remain right where he is. All right, so after a couple of brutish par 4s, you get a little bit of a breather with the drivable 310-yard par 4 fifth. But you might be gasping for air if you end up in the wrong spot in one of those bunkers surrounding the green. And by the way, there are half dozen of those, so keep it away.
Here we go. Club down. Same thing we did yesterday. Just try and get it to the center of the fairway. I've pulled this one a slight to the right, which means it might bleed through this fairway, granted how severe of a slope it is. No, we get another. So current conditions in the wind kind of feel like it's softened up a little bit, which is a little weird. Maybe the temperature has changed. Again, all factors that you'll never see being displayed to you, but it has slowed down drastically out here for the later groups. Might be getting a little cooler out there. Pitch this one back in. I mean, a little bit of a more hasty bounce than I was expecting, but pretty good shot there. 8 feet 8 inches to try and get another par here on day 2.
No gimme here. Tricky.
If you see me looking at my phone, it is everything to do with the news that broke today. I don't think you guys realize how much of a shitstorm this is going to cause. Again, long term, I think it's really good for men's professional golf because now you'll have team events, you'll have regular events. The DP World is joining, which is huge. It'll be part of the golf ranking system. And we'll just have a true golf world ranking system that isn't divided because of where people are playing. Because again, as much as I don't like live golf, Brooks Koepka has been on absolute fire in the last year that he deserves to be number 1. I mean, there's no reason why a guy who won a major event, came second at the Masters, and has won, what, 3 or 4 Live Tour events, should not be number 1. That just shows that he's playing good golf. I don't care where you're playing.
If you're dialed in with your iron play, who knows?
Yeah, it's a tough shot. 180 to the flag, down the hill. Gotta have to,
but you gotta stay.
Gonna have to club down and play this with a little bit more loft to try and get this to stop on the pin. 'Cause I think this is just gonna come in a little bit too hot. A little bit of right and an overkill. I don't know what's going on, but slow tempo mixed in with a slight right pull off the thumbstick is giving myself a little bit of a more of a difficult up and down than I would have hoped for, but we'll try and finish this one out. Not bad. I'm a little disappointed in that, to be honest. Level playing field down the hill. Completely straight almost the entire way. Yep, good putt.
Okay, that's good putt. It is in to save par.
Well, it's funny. You take away the wind, you would think it'd be more scoreable conditions, but I mean, that just shows how difficult it is out here that I'm kind of scrambling to stay even par through 6 holes. As we go to the par 4 7th, this is where we started dropping in a couple birdies. Let's hope we can do it today. It's very, very short par 4. The idea is just to have, you know, a flip wedge back in. Try and pipe this one over the bunkers on the right. It's not quite moving to the left like I was hoping for, and unfortunately, I think we found this fairway bunker. Yeah, that was weird. The wind looked like it was going a little bit to the left. I hit a dead straight shot, and I'm gonna have to pick this one to pass the flag stick. I don't think I can blast this one and have it stop. Pins tucked up in the front there, so. Well, I mean, that's about as clean of a bunker escape as you can from how our feet were. 11 feet, 10 inches. We know that's a good shot. Our man is excited. We're going back down the hill.
Still to go.
Slight left to right the whole way. Not a lot. Couple holes maybe. Oh, the putting has been so good, and it just an inch off. An inch off from being absolute perfection. But
that one finished
we'll keep even par here, 3 under for the tournament. We'll head to the par 5 8th, and I think this is a very birdieable hole. Obviously, we talked about it yesterday being very, very attackable. And now we're gonna have to try and rip this one down there. An eagle would be great. That would kind of jumpstart the round out of this little bit of a lull we're in. Again, it's not really a bad lull. We're playing smooth golf.
That drivable par 4, and then the par 3, and then another relatively short par 4.
Good shot. A little slow again. It's gonna lose it a bit to the left, but
some momentum.
A lot of fairway out there. 291 carry.
And that
rolls out a pretty significant way. So good shot there. 310, 203 yards left. Up the hill, pins tucked. I think a 6 can get there pretty solidly. I'm kind of scared a 5 will skirt through the green. Come on, go a little bit right. Go just a smidge right. Keep going. Release. Release. Unbelievable shot there. Very, like I said, very attackable. So now it's just up to us to try and get this one up the hill here.
Landed so softly.
Oh, yeah. That's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an Eagle 3. Superb.
That is what we need, ladies and gentlemen, because, like I said, we might be at 5 under right now, one back from the leader. But as we get to those back 9 holes, that is just a cushion to ensure that we have a chance of remaining under par for the round. 2 under par for the day so far. Better shot required here than yesterday. Yesterday was a very bad shot.
But most important,
yeah, we'll clean that one up. That should be pretty safely down the left side of the fairway.
He's turning a little to his left.
The slow tempo, and I hit a man right in the face. Apologies, another glove lost.
In the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
All right, well.
So from the rough, his second at 9.
Definitely not the most ideal situation that we just put ourselves in. Completing a lot of quests here. That eagle. Sits off for me. Sits off for me. Yeah, it's pretty good. Out of that rough. Safe shot, 19 feet, 7 inches to get another birdie here. Or I guess our
just gonna have to be careful with
first birdie that would put us into the red if we were even par, because we started with that bogey. That birdie canceled that bogey. So this to get our first scoring birdie of the day. Pretty good putt. I thought it would be a little bit faster than that, granted how much down the hill that was, but not bad. Left at the tap-in range. Again, you can never really be too upset with a gimme par like this. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the back 9 on day 2. Thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. I'm pretty happy with the round we got going at 2 under. I thought there'd be a little bit more birdies on that front 9, but you can't really be too picky at the U.S. Open.
513-yard par 4.
And I mean, it starts with an absolute banger. 513 par 4, tight fairway, elevated tee box. We're gonna grip this one. Grip it and rip it. Yesterday we were too far back. Slow tempo again. Need to speed that up just a smidge.
Up the right side.
But yeah, another good shot. Take off a little bit more distance than we had yesterday. Should be a much more aggressive shot. 187 can actually take, you know, a medium to long iron.
Another good drive here.
176.
This is where club selection is so important.
187.
Second shot.
I got a club up.
That stiff breeze.
Got a club up to a 6 iron. Just make good contact. Give ourselves a putt. This is right at the flag, but it's a country mile long. Wow. So you saw it try to check. It lands soft. The greens are pretty receptive today, but at the same time, just that angle is coming at me, and this is just...
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very
it's breaking the whole way. Down the hill, breaking right to left. Good putt required here. Looking for a 2 putt at this point. Or stop. Wow, I took so much off that ball, and it still rolled out 5 feet past the pin. Now, another very testy up the hill putt. Left to right here.
Nicely done as he rolls that in for his
right now,
par.
If I get out of this back 9 at even par, I'm happy. If we can finish the back 9, yesterday we were 1 over through the back 9. If we can get into the clubhouse with the current score we have, I'm very confident going into the weekend. Probably more confident than I've been in any of the major tournaments, which might sound a little bit surprising to some of you guys. Granted that, you know,
this is a tough one.
We played so well at the other tournaments. I would argue that this tournament could be considered the hardest major of them. I know the Open at St. Andrews in this game will be an absolute tester, especially if the wind picks up.
Sometimes solid throughout the
Masters is clearly its own beast, but I don't know, something about this U.S. Open, something about the country club, the difficult conditions, the tough roughs. This is the first time we've seen the rough actually be a factor in this game. That just shows you I'm hammering these
Good
putts
effort,
today.
but that's gonna
Good
wander a
reads,
few
just
feet by.
killing them. Little disappointed in my pace of these putts. My reads have been pretty sensational, but
He'll finish that one off with no problem.
a
It's
par
in for
3 on a difficult par 3 is, you know, pretty respectable, I think, around these parts.
Well, you've heard
Head
me say this
to
before.
the very
You need to hit it
challenging,
straight
very
at
tight
the
478 par 4 12.
Par 4
That tree
is
on the
another
right causes
good
all
par
sorts
four
of
here at the
troubles.
Country Club.
So you can't really go too far up the right here. You know, some players might elect to try and take off that bunker on the right side, but if you get it too far up in the air, that tree kind of cuts in on you very quickly. It might not look like it from the tee box, but that tree line is mishit, and you're finding yourself in a world of trouble with
Yeah,
no
that's a
angle on that
nice
right
swing.
side.
The
So
result
just
is
avoid
gonna
any
be a
issues.
tee
Carry
shot
this
that
300
is
up the
set
left side.
just fine.
Rolls out a good amount to about 345. 45 yards of rollout is insane. And we will now
Front
have
right
a
hole
very,
location
very
as he prepares his second
easy
to the par 4.
56 degree here. Try and land it just past the pin. Oh, I hit it hard. This could be okay, though. This could be really okay. Come on, keep coming. Yeah, just crushed that a little bit harder than I wanted to.
That's
Sent
not
it
too
over
bad.
the
Good
flagstick.
shot.
About
Inside
5 feet
20
too
feet,
far.
I would imagine. So
I mean, look at
good
this.
chance, really outside chance for birdie.
Level putt all the way. I don't see any break. Maybe a tiny bit left to right at the end. Pace is everything, because if you drill it past this hole, it's going down off that false front.
Got it there, but not quite on target.
Oh, that comes up well short.
Dude,
I bet he'd like
The
to do
the gods saw what they did to me yesterday with how many times the ball caught, or the hole caught my ball, and now it's doing the absolute opposite, where even on a good paced roll,
Yeah,
it is just
well
not
done.
catching anything.
He's
That's a
able
little
to save his
unfortunate,
par.
but you know,
He'll
again,
stay.
the goal
And
here
5
was set at the beginning of the back nine. As Zalatoris drills another birdie at 15 to
Onward
get
now
to
the
6 under par, tied for the
490-yard
lead.
par 4 13.
Will Zalatoris is
He's
kind of a
got
mystery in
left
this
with
game,
the
because you
green
see his
protected
name
by
on the
water in
leaderboard
the
so
front,
early and so
flanked by two
often.
bunkers.
But then that's kind of
It's a
it.
good
I haven't
challenge
really
right
seen
here,
him
this
amass
par
to a win.
4
So,
at 490
you know,
yards.
we're
It's a
obviously
dog-leg
going to
left,
give
and
it
the
everything
green
to
is
beat
protected
every
by
guy out
water
here.
in
But
the
if for
front.
some
And you
reason
can see it's flanked by
things
two
fall apart,
bunkers,
which knock on wood, it
if
does
he gets going
not,
sideways here or
it would be
miss
cool
a
to see
shot,
Will Zalatoris
it
at
could
least
result in a
continue
big
his good
number.
play going into the weekend. Great ball there, 138 on the left side. Left ourselves
fairway,
with a
Iona,
beautiful
this
chance
is
at getting
second.
this one close.
We have
Granted that the pin is tucked on the left
129
side,
yards to get you
aiming
to
a little bit
front
out to
of
the
this
right,
green,
let the
but
wind
it's
funnel it back.
138 yards
Land
you'll
it
need to
soft.
get all the way to the
Give
hole.
ourselves a putt at birdie would
Pin
be
tucked in the front
incredible. This
left-hand
needs to get a
portion
good
of the green
kick.
today.
Huh.
Well, not super close, but
Yeah, not my best
safely on
effort,
the
I
green.
agree.
Not an easy one, 20 feet away.
Up the hill, maybe a little left to right. It's hard to tell. It was a little right to left. I got fooled. I think the
Not
front
that
foot of
time.
that putt
Pretty
jumped it to
good
the left.
effort,
I
but
think it
it'll
was pretty
wander a
straight.
couple of feet by.
Said it was level, so I didn't want to give too much of the whole away. But we'll have a tap in
so
par.
going for par
We
here
head to the
at
par 5
13.
14th with an opportunity to get a birdie and drop into the red numbers on the back nine. Get to 6 under par, tied with these guys at the top. Zalatoris bogeys a hole there.
Next up,
So
a monstrous
unfortunately for him, drops
uphill,
one back.
625
Tied with us.
yard par
625. I
5,
mean, this is an
an
absolute
extension
monster of a
the
hole.
old 12th hole. The back team makes you feel like you're in the nearby town of Newton. Let her rip.
Clubbing down. I took it up the left side yesterday and absolutely punished myself. So we'll just try and kill it a long way down there. This should roll out somewhere close to 300 yards, so we'll have, you know, at least a chance to potentially go for it. 323.
Another good drive
Don't
here.
think I can get there.
Now a second from well over 300 yards. This will be
Nah,
about
I can't get
position.
there, and I'll just end up in this shit. So I think we'll just send a P wedge down to the front. Is there green? Or there's fairway up there. Let's do this smart. Let's do a 5 iron, get it to the center of the fairway. Hit that one about as good as I can, but it's got to run. That is so uphill, man. And that is just a mistake you can't have around a par 5 here at Brookline. I mean, it'll just eat you up. Thankfully, we
Here comes
got
the third shot.
what
It's about
appears to be
120
a pretty
yards. That's
solid,
what's left.
leave here in the rough. We're just gonna a very full stock. 52. Came out a little weird, going a bit to the right. But I'll tell you what, out of that stuff, where we left it,
good shot.
very happy with that
Safely on the
shot. We got a
green.
putt out of
Great
birdie.
chance.
Pretty significantly down the hill, right to left. Wow, that is a breaker and a half. So can't buy a birdie, but we're playing about as good as you can. Again, it's very much on the understanding that this is the U.S. Open. You're not going to run away with, you know, a 30 under par tournament. This could very well be the score at the end of the week to look out for. So trying to get in, even keel. Keith Mitchell now up to 5 under with a second round 67. So good to see Keith Mitchell in some fine form here. We're trying to do the same, just get in. We're currently 2 under on the round, 5 under for the tournament.
Its teeth. You need to have your game in order. This is a 515-yard hole.
A little bit to the left. Lost that one. Tried saving it at the end. Gets a good soft bounce, and it just stays in the first cut. So we're actually a little bit lucky with that one that didn't trickle out. We now give ourselves a chance. Pins tucked back there, 189 to the back, 180 to the flag. Gonna club down actually surprisingly twice. We were long here yesterday, so I do not want to be long here again. This looks good, but it should. Everything is soft. Yeah, club down one too many, but again, you just can't be in the rough. You can't be long around the greens.
This for birdie.
That's literally
I often
like
say it's the toughest
you can't
putt
do
in
that.
golf.
So
There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
you know what, Iona? I saw a tiny little bit of movement, and I think it corrected itself at the end, and it was an absolute dead putt. So dead straight putt. But we'll tap in for another par. 3 holes remaining. The difficult par 3 16th, followed by the somewhat aggressive attackable par 4s. Trying to get in where we're at. That's the goal right now. 211 par 3.
211 yards, 16, which is flanked by mature trees.
182, pins tucked up at the front. Gonna have to club down. Add a little bit of loft, maybe a tiny bit of a fade to take the wind off. Lost this one to the right. Just that slow tempo, man. Everything is just slow. Not ideal, not great. 13 yards required for a pick shot, but we've been really good with this club pretty much since we grabbed it from the attributes. And I mean, it shows why right there. 1 foot 8 inches to tap in for a par here. 2 par 4s remain. That's it between us and the third round.
Good place, leaving just a few feet for par.
Very strong start here at the U.S. Open in our attempts to get our first major, not only of the year, but of our career. You know, it doesn't come easy. They are very difficult. I'm happy that they play difficult in this game. And I cannot state enough how impressed I am with the start we've had after taking a 4 or 5 day break from this game. So
if you'd like, but 4 greenside bunkers away.
Gonna try and fade it. Didn't quite get the fade yesterday. Ideally, the landing zone is just on this where this tree is straight ahead. The right branches just to the left of that. So over the tree, but not quite over the tree. Slow tempo will not allow this ball to fade, and this has a chance of running through. Thankfully, it slopes back to the center, so we might just hang up in the first rough. Great tee ball nonetheless, 315. I'm just trying to cut it around that corner, and it's just not quite getting, you know, what I want off that tee ball. But awkward stance here, out of the first cut though. So just trying to pitch this one onto the green, get it up to that flat part. A little bit of an aggressive bounce, but nonetheless, I'm happy with that. 9 feet 4 inches to try and get a birdie here on 17, going to the 18th hole.
9 feet left here for birdie.
Breaking left to right pretty significantly the whole way downhill. Might need to take a little bit more off playing this aggressive with a break. Go in the hole.
Finishing strong. That's in for birdie here.
Let's go, Chad. Are you not entertained with my putting today? Let's go. Putting has felt great. Speed was a little wonky at times in this round, but we get ourselves to 6 under, tied for the lead with 1 hole to go in the opening 2 rounds of the U.S. Open out at the Country Club. If you would have told me that this is what we would have been working with, I would have said you were absolutely crazy. This is a sensational start to a major that we would so desperately love to achieve. This needs a good kick, but it should get it. Yep. 290 carry, about 300 to the rollout. 301,
Well, there's good
117.
bounces, there's bad
We have a
bounces.
chance to get
That
another
was a good one.
birdie and
Good
claim
leg got
the
him
solo
here. Now he's
lead
second to the par
going
four.
into the weekend at a major tournament. And we're going to try and send this one past the pin and rip it back. Crowd goes quiet.
Here
If
we
this gets good, kick to the left. Not bad. I was hoping for a little bit more of a left
That's a good
spin
shot.
with the wind,
More
but
importantly, too, a
here we
green
go. It
regulation,
comes down
so
to
great
this.
chance.
Can we get solo
He has a
lead
12
going
footer.
into the U.S. Open moving day at our first ever U.S. Open as a professional? Stop doing the little truffle shuffle, please. We have not been here since our amateur status. This for a solo lead. I've completely butchered the putt, and I had the break,
Nope,
and I
didn't
just
play enough for the break,
underswung.
and that'll be short as
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tap-in par putt for another exceptional round out here. We got the eagle to get
Short tap
ourselves
in there.
back
That's
in
for par at the last.
with a
And that
follow
will
birdie
be
on
match
17 for a
67
3
to get this
under
tournament started.
second round.
Two
Back-to-back
excellent
67
rounds of golf.
sees ourselves tied for the lead with Harris
action-packed
English. We'll be
first
playing
two
alongside
rounds,
him
packed leaderboard as
tomorrow
well with our
in day
featured
3.
golfer
I'm
finisher
excited
at
to
the lead.
be playing again. I'm excited to be doing majors. This is a very legitimate chance at winning our first ever major on nearly simulation settings. We took off the putting grid and it didn't seem to matter because we are playing absolutely sensational. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. There's about 80% of you guys that watch the videos that don't subscribe. It's completely free. Click that bell, click the subscribe button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this whole PGA merger with the DP World and Live. Let me know what you guys thought of my opening 2 rounds here at the US Open. But that is it for now. I'm going to go record the second part here shortly, and we'll catch you back here in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.